Hey, what's up, all you beautiful people? Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are diving into the third part of our six-part framework for developing unbreakable discipline. So, if you don't have context, I would recommend highly that you go back to the beginning of the series, go listen to episode 1, then go listen to episode 2, because these all kind of build and stack on top of each other. And so, if you want to understand how to build this unbreakable discipline so that you can apply it to your own life to overcome procrastination, laziness, distraction, self-sabotage, all that good stuff, then definitely go back to the beginning of this series. Today, we're going to dive into the second part of the framework, which is you don't have to love it, do it anyway. And this is one of the only sticky notes that I have on my computer, actually. It just says, you don't have to love it, do it anyway. One of my favorite quotes, and I cannot remember who said this off the top of my head. He said, amateurs wait until they feel ready. Professionals just get up and go to work. And the truth is, when it comes to doing hard things, you will never feel ready. You will never feel ready because the biological you is fantastic at making you feel unprepared, overwhelmed, and insecure that you, as a result, you just don't take action. And the key word in that sentence is feel. The biological you makes you feel unprepared. But guess what, guys? The universe does not care how you feel. It cares about what you do, which is good because most of us never feel like doing hard things. And by definition, because hard things are hard, you're probably not going to want to do them. There's so many easier options. Of course, you would just default to that. But if you want to move forward towards your greatness, if you want to develop discipline, you have to develop a bias towards acting in accordance with your thoughts, not your feelings. The trick then to achieving incredible results is to always act in spite of how you feel. And I found it really helpful in my own life to just always recall and keep at the top of my mind that I'm never going to feel like it. It's never going to feel like the right moment. That's not what matters at the end of the day. And what matters is that you show up and do the work. When I started writing science fiction, I was researching a lot of writers and trying to figure out like their processes and how they kind of sparked the muse or got the inspiration to do the work. And there was this guy back in, I want to say the 40s or 50s, he was interviewed and they asked him like, how have you been so prolific? How do you do this? And, you know, he goes, he goes, I have a muse. But she shows up every morning at 9 a.m. and does the work. And I found that to be really helpful, which is if you show up, the inspiration will appear as well. Just showing up and doing the work has a way of becoming something truly fantastic. Action begets action. Progress begets more progress. Energy deployed into a system creates more energy within that system. And that's not technically true from like a physics background. However, it's what I would call trajectorially true, which is it trends in the direction of truth, and therefore it's helpful as a framework, as a concept to adopt. And so just remember, you don't have to love it, do it anyway. In fact, don't expect to love it. You will not love it. Whatever the thing is that you need to do, you will not love it, but you do it anyway. And one of the ways that I have found that was really helpful is something that we're going to talk about in the fourth part of this framework, which is to become the master and the slave of yourself. So stay tuned for that. If that episode's already out, you can go listen to that one. Otherwise, that's going to be coming out in 2 days. So this was a short one. It's a quick hitter because, you know, some of the most important, poignant lessons, they're not deep. They're not complex. They're simple. And this one is you don't have to love it. Do it anyway. That includes your work, your relationships, all sorts of things in life that just need to get done. And the moment will never feel right. You'll never feel motivated. That's okay. Do it anyway. So I hope this brought you some value. If it did, awesome. Let me know. Find me on social media at the Anthony Vicino on Instagram or just Anthony Vicino on Twitter. Come drop me a message. Let's chat. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing you back here bright and early and with a bushy tail or whatever they say with bells on. Looking forward to it. But until then, stay hyper-focused, my friend.